paradigmic shift in America, where people are no longer willing to take the big risks and to take out all of this new credit. So I'm going to wrap it up here. This is what I feel will happen over the next 18 months. The Fed will be forced to raise interest rates. They will raise their overnight lending. That doesn't directly affect mortgages. So it's a pretty complex process, but it definitely affects it. Mortgage prices have been bouncing. I think they're already starting to head up with or without the Fed. The free market will assert itself in this case if the Fed doesn't react, and you will find that interest rates, with or without the Fed, are going to start to rise and rise rapidly and quite severely. Real estate, I fear, will continue. I think the worst of the plunges are done. What we'll see is a slow but steady reverse to the mean. Prices will continue to lower until at some point you're going to hit price levels where demand is finally going to come up in needs. I don't think we're anywhere near that. Evidenced by the $8,000 government credit, that's not sustainable. We're seeing it. People are not willing to buy houses without an $8,000 bribe. You've answered your own question. There is no demand for housing without government stimulus. Prices, this again feeds into the whole peak oil prices and the U.S. dollar. Again, I will cover up that in future videos. Prices in the things we need are going to go up drastically. Food, energy, natural gas, electricity. If you're a producer, you're going to be looking at steel price increases. Transport costs are going to start going up. All of this feeds into, inflation and the things we really need. I bought the camera I'm talking into at Christmas. That's a want. This big screen TV, this is a want. There's lots of wants out there. Wants are going to go down in price. Already the price of TVs are plummeting. Prices of all of the stuff, housing, start to go down. That's incredibly deflationary. But kind of flowing under that is going to be prices in the things we need, commodities, food stuff. I'll get into this later. This plays into the whole U.S. dollar as reserve currency and some troubles that are happening on that front. I will explain that later. But the thing, the big thing to take from this: things you need, severe price increases. Things you want, plummeting prices. And unemployment is not going to be solved anytime soon. I was watching this morning where they were happy about the fact that a further 92,000 people were unemployed. They applauded this because it wasn't 465,000 like it was several months ago. There are people saying that there might actually be job growth in the near future. To get us back even below 10%, we would need to see employment increases 100,000 a month for a year just to get us back below a 10% unemployment rate, which just 18 months ago, Obama and Bush both were saying 10% was completely unimaginable. They did not see that as a possibility, and yet here we are. We're still supposed to believe these same people who are trying to tell us now that there are green shoots everywhere and we'll be under 10% unemployment by the end of the year, or some of them are even saying by the end of the second quarter. I think it's patently ridiculous. Nothing has fundamentally changed. Unemployment is going to become a tinderbox as people such as myself. I've been unemployed for 10 months. Here in Ohio, Northwest Ohio, the Detroit area, we're basically in a near depression. There really are no good jobs out there right now. When there is a good job posted, you have 500 people show up for it. So I'm seeing nothing here. I'm sure there'll be pockets, and they'll highlight them as much as they can, to try and give the illusion that things are fine. Things are not going to improve over the next 18 months, unfortunately. So I'm going to leave it there, and I hope you found this video informational, and I hope if you have any questions or comments, please leave them on my website. And thank you for listening.